Right, so we are back with a very delicious recipe. You can make it as maybe an appetizer or even as your main course. And I gotta say, it is wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, need we say more? It's bacon wrapped scallops in a wine garlic reduction. Yes, please. Jan McCormick is here with a look at the recipe, but first let's take a look at the ingredients. So obviously you're going to need scallops, 6 of them in this case, 3 cloves of garlic, 4 tablespoons of butter, or is that teaspoons?
Tablespoons.
Tablespoons, okay. 4
or the whole
tablespoons of
stick,
butter.
whichever.
Stick of butter, just toss it in there.
Yeah.
4 strips of bacon, half a cup of white wine, and then pasta is optional if you want to carb up a little bit. Why not, I say.
Yeah, so how do we do this?
We're going to carb up. Hey, listen, there's just a little technique with this, but this is the easiest thing in the world. It's like shrimp. They're really quick to cook up. And, you know, they shrink, too. So even when you see them big and jumbo, they were when I had them. And they shrink up to these this size, but they're not the baby scallops or anything. But you see that I have a nice golden crust on it, and that's the goal of making this. First, I fried the bacon and used a little bit of bacon grease on this so that we can get a nice crispy edge on both sides. And that's about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. And listen, they come in when you get them. Sometimes they're frozen, but if they're not frozen, they're fresh. You want to pat them dry, and that's what I use this with.
Okay.
You just clean the floor.
Yeah, I know. I just wiped up the
Wiped everything up
that
with
I started doing some cleaning.
Pat it dry because the water on the surface will actually impede the ability to get it to really darken up like you want. So these are finished, and they are just like shrimp. They can be overcooked, and I hope that that is not the case today because, you know, I am trying to time this to where we can still get it all finished in the little segment that we have here. So we're taking that, transferring it. I'm also going to get, hey, listen, I know I said bacon wrapped, but that took a little extra time. You know I'm all about the quick meal.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
let's just crush that in and then put it in later. Okay, so you see this. We're going to deglaze the pan, which I'm sure you've heard about. And this is about 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter, like I said, or half, whatever, whichever.
I can start cutting the bacon if you'd like.
Oh, sure. You can rip that apart. And here's the knife.
Got that. Okay.
Excellent.
And I already have garlic ready to go. So we're going to throw that in. And what we want is not to burn the garlic. We just want it to actually release its flavors into the butter. And then sometimes, I mean, I know people sometimes are a little afraid to cook with wine, but the alcohol is going to be cooked off. And the wine is actually going to deglaze the pan and get, can you smell that now?
Yes.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, the garlic.
Man.
This is how you become people's best friends right here.
Yep,
So
that's it. Open your windows.
I always say that
invite the neighborhood.
I think work offices need to hire me to come in and make something like this so that they can treat their employees. Okay, so now we have that ready to go. Now I'm just going to pour in about a half a cup of wine. This is a Chardonnay, and that's going to be a sweeter wine. A drier wine if you don't want it to be a sweeter taste. That's all. So that's about a half a cup.
So you can pick your own. Okay.
Yeah,
you got lying around.
Pick white wine for scallops, but also pick a wine that you like to drink. Because you don't want a wine that's just, you know, cheap. They have the, you know, next to the vinegars, you have some people say, don't pick that.
Because that's really... Kathy Lee, we could start on the bottle right there.
So you can see the bubbling and going on here. That's actually the alcohol evaporating, but doesn't it give it a great smell? So I'm putting cilantro. Some people might put basil. I had cilantro on hand, and I absolutely could just eat cilantro salad. Hey, that's a good idea. I think I'll make some cilantro salad.
There we go. Okay, next recipe. We already have part of it.
Write that down. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're just going to put this in for a fresh green taste, and this is the quickest meal ever, but it's the one that's going to impress everyone. And you know, I've got my boys actually cooking things like this, and it just kind of you know, makes them indispensable or irreplaceable, whichever. Okay, so I am going to put some pasta in this, and we're just going to lightly toss this.
Oh, so you put the pasta in the pan then? Okay.
Well, it's going to, what better way to absorb it? Yeah. And since we already golden browned our scallops there, it already has a pretty good flavor. Now, the more pasta I use, of course, the less grease, butter, and whatever. And listen, I already salted and seasoned the scallops because you will want that. But this butter is also salted.
Good point. So you don't have to throw too much more in.
No more salt is needed. I just wanted a good flavor going on here. So what do you think? Now it smells great. Let's top it off with some scallops. You could actually use some grated Parmesan cheese. I know sometimes seafood, they don't really want to do that, but I never listen to rules, so I like cheese on everything.
I see the red pepper. Do we use this too?
I actually seasoned that's what you get a really pretty brown color.
This is with the scallops. Okay.
Yeah, I already did that. And so you might experience a little bit of heat with this, but
Very good.
it
We
will be
like heat.
delicious no matter what.
All right.
Okay, so here you go with
Just a
scallop.
I have
bit
to
of
save
bacon.
Melanie some. I promised her I would.
Yum. Look at this dish. Ugh, this is Melanie's. I'm going to put this aside.
Oh, okay, good.
Just so we don't forget.
Yeah, we take care of our producer first.
Yes, she is. She's the great juggler here. She has many hats.
Okay, she gets a fork.
Okay. Let's take that off.
Can I get a scallop, Tim?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You get 2, I think, right?
I would love to.
Yeah.
All right.
You have to have some bacon. This bacon was so good.
This looks so
I had a bite. I think bacon happens to be the one gift that we
Some more bacon?
are so blessed with. Yes.
Okay.
That's good.
There we go. Eric, a little bit more bacon?
Sure.
Okay.
She's
Share.
That's why I have my mouth full. Wow.
How
Okay.
is that?
You can taste the bacon, like the grease and the fat that's in there. That makes the pasta
Yes.
taste so much better.
Grease makes the world go around.
Wow.
Just do it in moderation. I don't
Right.
promote any obesity here. I just promote delectable dishes that you eat in moderation. He didn't even eat lunch today, so he's going to indulge a little
We got to
bit.
feed him today. He's just worried that we're going to ambush him with another challenge.
Is that why?
Yeah, I'm a little
A challenge?
bit shy
Did
on
he
that.
not meet the challenge? Is this why?
Oh, I met the
Oh,
challenge.
okay, good.
Oh, yes, I did.
Wow. And the scallops are cooked perfectly. They're not done.
They're not overdone? Okay, good. It's kind of hard to do whenever I was making sure that timing here is a little difficult. So yeah, quick
is
meal.
great.
If you guys want to impress anyone, this is so simple and easy and
Yeah, this is
I
a great
am
like date
happy
night
now.
recipe too.
absolutely.
love it.
Fantastic, and it really didn't take
And
long.
perfect with a glass of wine, a chilled wine.
Yep.
And, you want to chill the white wine. You want to let the red wine just be room temperature.
So tasty, so good. Thank you so
Fantastic.
much for
Janet,
coming in.
thanks.
Delicious
You're
as
welcome.
always. So if you want to find out more, you can log on to our WSAZ First Look at 4 Facebook page. As a matter of fact, Melanie took care of us. It's on there right now.
And it looks just as pretty as the picture too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
so
was my
easy.
no carb day when I ate that.
Love
I
this.
love it.
Really good.
Janet,
Thanks, Janet.
thanks for
Thank you.
stopping
Thanks
by.
for coming in.